Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Second Unitarian Church. I am Christy Grant, a member of the church's Board of Trustees, and my pronouns are she, her. Today we are in person here at the 2U Sanctuary and at the Admiral at the Lake, and continuing to meet virtually using Zoom. We ask everyone's indulgence for the complications of a three-part service. We're glad you're here, whichever way you are attending. If you are joining today via Zoom, instructions for closed captioning and chat are in your order of service. When we are singing together and reading things in unison, you're encouraged to do so as well. Even though you're masked in person or mute on Zoom, our voices echo through the world, so we will hear one another if we listen closely and sing with our full spirit. We're paying close attention to COVID recommendations, and even now, we recognize that masking and physical distancing are acts of love and protection. We especially welcome newcomers and visitors this morning. Finding a new community and making new connections can be challenging. Please know that we're excited to have you and look forward to getting to know you. If you're new to us today, please note that in the Zoom chat or mention it in person during conversation after the service. If you would like, there are blue mugs you can use to signal to others that you would like them to come up and say hello out here in the 2U Palmer Room. Our worship today is led by Reverend Jason Leiden, along with Worship Associate Gail Gallagher. Music this morning is provided by the 2U Band and Music Director Carl Kennedy. Our time together requires a large group of people who make possible the worship, the music, and the technical production. They are listed in the order of service, and we thank them for their ongoing service to our congregation. I have a few announcements for you this morning. If you have been considering becoming a member of 2U, we would love for you to join our next membership class. There are 3 sessions, and the first one will be next Sunday, September 25th, after the service, downstairs in the Fleshman Room here at 2U. If you need more information, you can reach out to Judy Corbet, whose information is in the order of service. 2U Small Ministry is still getting finalized, and we have nearly 40 people currently signed up. You can still sign up online, or you can fill out one of the flyers on the welcome table. In the next couple of weeks, small groups will be created and given information on getting started. And we are already getting prepared for Fall Fest. The evening of celebrating and fundraising will be on Saturday, October 29th, from 6 to 8:30 p.m. You'll see more information about this in your mailbox and email inbox over the weeks to come. It's a Halloween-themed party, so you can start working on your costumes now if you like. You can find more information and additional announcements in your order of service. I now welcome Gail Gallagher to lead our call to worship.
We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of children, youth, and adults, a people of many beliefs and traditions, bound not by the specific list of things we believe, but the values we share. Whether you are joining us for the first time or for the 1,000th time, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God some of the time, all of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. Whatever your race, whomever you love, whichever way you move in the world, however much money is in your pocket, you are welcome here. I invite you now to take a breath in and out. As the music begins, let us enter into our worship service together.
Our introit this morning is in memory of the great Ramsey Lewis, who we just learned, of course, passed away earlier this week. Mr. Lewis was, in addition to being a great pianist and great composer, a wonderful ambassador for Chicago and a wonderful ambassador for jazz and Black American music as a whole. So since he showed us so much love throughout his life, I thought no better tribute than a piece of his simply titled Love Song.
Thank you for that tribute, Carl. In just a moment, Karina here at the church and Harris at the Admiral will light our chalices, the symbol of our faith. And we light our chalices this morning with these words from Reverend Eric Walker Wilkstrom. Here, today, in this place and with these people, may we listen so that we can hear. May we hear so that we can feel. May we feel so that we can know. And may we know so that we can change ourselves and this world. May this chalice we light our way. Harris, would you light our other chalice, please?
Please rise in body and spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, number 1003, Where Do We Come From? The words are not on the screen in front of you, so instead you're going to have to use your ears. There are a number of different parts. You are welcome to stay on the original part. You are welcome to move from one part to the next, and you'll hear all parts represented up here.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. Life where are we going? Where do we mystery? Life where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. Life where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. Life where are we going? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery.
All right. Please join me in reciting our covenant. The words are on your screen. We covenant to build a community that challenges us to grow and empowers us to honor the truth within ourselves. We will be generous with our gifts and honest in our communication, holding faithful to a love that embraces both diversity and conflict. Called by our living tradition, we will nurture spirituality within a vision of the eternal, living out our inner convictions through struggles for justice and acts of compassion.
Please stay standing as you're able and join your voices with mine for Spirit of Life, hymn 123. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion.
That those of you who are young in age or young at heart would come and join me up here closer to the pulpit to help me with the time for all ages this morning. See a couple folks, and everyone is welcome. Good to be with you all. I'm gonna take this off so I can move forward. Well, it is lovely to see you all this morning on this lovely Sunday. And I'm wondering if you could help me answer some questions. The first one being, how do you know if something is a mystery? What is a mystery? Yeah. Something that you're not aware of the answer of. Anything you would add, Ben? Isn't solved or can't be solved. Any other thoughts? What's a mystery? Well, I have a little tiny bit of a mystery today that maybe it could be solved, but we'll see. I wonder if you could tell me, without opening it, what's in this lunchbox. You can take it and try to see. You can try shaking it. How might you try to guess what's inside? We can try. Here, and you have it, there's another one to try to guess what's inside this. It's a bit of a mystery, what's inside. Just open it. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's say that we can't open it for this mystery to work. Why would you want to know? Why might you want to know what's in it, even if you can't use it? Curiosity, you're just curious and want to know. Yeah. The call of the unknown. What else? What do you think are any guesses yet of what's in here? What's a guess? Maybe a book. Maybe puzzle pieces. Julia, what do you think? Looks like you had a guess, maybe. That one, puzzle pieces and books seems to be the guesses that we've got right now. What if I told you that we're not going to open them and find out? That's kind of okay. Would anyone be kind of annoyed that you're like, the answer is right here and I'm not going to get to have it? Do you want to solve it? You want to solve it? Well, here's the trick. We're talking today about how there are mysteries in our lives during the adult service that, unfortunately, we don't get to know all of what's. It's heavy for you. Oh, well, you're doing such a good job of holding it up. It might be a heavy book. So what's not fair here in this situation is that I do know what's inside these boxes. I do have an answer, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. That is so mean. Aren't I being so mean? That's not a very nice minister thing to do. But the thing is that there are so many mysteries that we don't get to know the answers to, and that we do the best we can. We shake it, we try to see what's going on, and sometimes we just don't get to know the answer, and we go with the best information that we can. Yeah, Ben. Yes, the cat is both dead and alive. Yes, this is an example of that. Excellent point. Yes. You were still speaking. Tell me, and then we're going to wrap ourselves up. There was no reason to doing this, except there was. Now we're thinking about mysteries a little bit. Our last comment. Like sometimes you might be at home and there's a noise and you just have no idea and there's no way to know for sure. Sometimes you're just dreaming, often. And so say it again. You don't know when things are fake. It's so many mysteries that we can discover. Well, I hope that you all have a wonderful time at your class, and I ask our adults to sing as our children go off to class. Go now in peace, go now in peace. God's Spirit calm walks around That's the best part of the service. You can go home now. Each year, we all make a commitment, a pledge to support the shared ministry of this, our beloved congregation. In addition to this, we also take a collection each Sunday so that we can share with those who are doing justice work beyond our walls. This month is a little different, though. We're sharing with those who are doing some pretty great things kind of within our walls. Our youth group is fundraising to get themselves off to Boston to do a heritage tour. For those unfamiliar, Boston is the home, in many ways, of Unitarian Universalism. Our national office is there. A lot of the early Unitarians in particular were there, the Universalists as well. So it'll be exciting for them to go on this trip. And this morning we have some words from Karina.
Good morning, everyone. My name's Karina. I'm a part of the youth group, and so yeah, we are trying to fund our trip to Boston so that we can go and visit one of the many churches that are in Boston, as well, multiple of them, as well as to go and see the Unitarian Universalist Association that is there, as well as just to do some other sightseeing of Boston, as it's not only important historically for just our religion, but also the U.S. as a whole and so forth. So yeah, we would gladly take any of your guys' donations, as well as we are selling chocolate, and we have been selling chocolate, and we'll be continuing to do so today after the service. So if you all are craving something sweet, come and get some after the service. So thank you.
Thank you.
Now I invite you to join me in reading our offertory words. The words are printed in your order of service and are on the screen. This church is the community of ourselves. Its energy and resources are our energy and resources. Its growth is what we share. As we contribute to the life of this community, we affirm it and enable its participation in the larger world around us. The offering will now be generously given and gratefully received.
I invite you now, wherever it is that you are, to join me in the spirit of prayer or meditation. Let's begin by breathing together. Try relaxing the muscles in your shoulders. Rest your body in your chair or wherever it is that you are. Relax the muscles in your neck. Try unclenching your jaw. And just be present, mindful of this moment. We begin in thanks. Thankful for the breath in our lungs, the beauty of our earth, and the strength of our beloved community. We hold in our hearts those who care for family in ill health, those who live with grief or chronic pain, those struggling with addiction or illness, seen or unseen. We are with you. For parents and teachers and all those whose primary spiritual practice is caring for children, we are with you. We pray for our neighbors in prison, for those who are struggling to stay afloat in the midst of poverty, we are with you. We pray for all those living in harm's way. Pray for our planet and commit to work that will lead us away from the harms of climate chaos. We pray that wisdom, compassion, and empathy guide the leaders of our world as war continues to rage on. We pray that they and we may be instruments of a just and lasting peace. Our lives are truly blessed by those who knowingly, with curiosity and courage, face their final days. Into this, our shared silence, I invite you now to speak the name of anyone you wish to lift up into the loving support of our community. With our deepest compassion, let us hold in our hearts those named and unnamed, those remembered and those forgotten. Let it be so. Amen, and blessed be. During our ritual of lighting candles for joys and concerns, we want to continue to maintain our safety with each other. In the 2U sanctuary, you are invited in a moment to come forward and light a candle. As you end your time of contemplation and candle lighting, we invite you to use the hand sanitizer that's available for you. For those of us at the Admiral, I invite you to come forward and take a pebble from one bowl, hold it tightly, putting your energy into the stone, and then knowing your joys and sorrows to be shared by this community, let it go lightly into the other bowl. For our friends on Zoom, join us by sharing your joys and concerns in our chat window. And I will light a candle here representing all of those joys and celebrations, concerns, and sorrows. we hold all of these, our shared joys, celebrations, concerns, and sorrows close to our hearts. Gail, would you share our first reading, please?
To worship is to stand in awe under a heaven of stars, before a flower, a leaf in the sunlight, or a grain of sand. To worship is to be silent, receptive before a tree astir with the wind, or the passing shadow of a cloud. To worship is to work with dedication and with skill. It is to pause from work and listen to a strain of music. To worship is to sing with the singing beauty of the earth. It is to listen through a storm to the still small voice within. Worship is a loneliness-seeking communication. It is a thirsty land crying out for rain. Worship is kindred fire within our hearts. It moves through deeds of kindness and through acts of love. Worship is the mystery within us reaching out to the mystery beyond. It is an inarticulate silence yearning to speak. It is the window of the moment open to the sky of the eternal.
Our second reading is a poem from Unitarian Universalist minister Reverend Teresina Soto. Sometimes life asks you to stop your damn pretending. Sometimes it asks more nicely, like, stop, please, stop. Arrive at quiet, like the silk soft silence of snow, and the trees will be bare, swaths of broth black against a gray sky, suggesting nothing in their stillness. Life will ask you to suppose that you are meant for more, that alternating between states of being busy and being broken-hearted, life will ask so much. In reply, you can put your hand on your forehead and bless your unfolding life. Forgive the times when you have forgotten to be honest, defaulting instead to politeness. And I don't know what they told you, but politeness cannot be kind if it is not true. Honesty is not mean because it is bare and strong. Come home to your own self. And if you need this moment to be a new beginning, have it, taste it, breathe it, wear it well, the mantle of all the mattering. You are the entire universe. Let us hear our anthem.
I'm not alone, 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 I'm not alone. I forgot for a minute who I belong to. The mama earth, the wind and rain, the beauty and the pain. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. From dust I will return. I'm not alone. 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 I'm not alone, 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 I'm not alone. Oh, I forgot for a minute who I belong to. The Mother Earth, the wind and rain, the beauty and the pain. I'm not alone. For me, the world was created. I'm not alone. To dust I will return. I'm not alone. 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 I'm not alone.
Thank you, friends. A blessing to hear you this morning. I don't know about you, but I like to lose myself in a good mystery. Whether it's a TV show or a book, I like wondering what is going to happen next. I especially like priding myself on knowing who the killer was before the big reveal, or maybe guessing what it was that the main character was trying to figure out. Characters can be revealed with any number of nefarious aspects of who they are, and I find myself trying to put together all the pieces as quickly as they come. There is something very pleasing about discovering the answer to the mystery. Life, though, is much more like the lunch boxes. You don't get to always find out the answer to the mystery. We don't get these well-packaged TV shows to animate our lives. Figuring out the mystery may seem like the purpose of our life, and yet somehow we are often left wondering more than we ever really figure out. Last church season, we did a deep dive into the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. On a national level, there is a body of people called the Article 2 Commission who are reflecting and engaging with UUs all around the country on the question of who we are as Unitarian Universalists in the 21st century. Some of who we are is the same as who we were in the 80s when we last updated our national covenant. But we are not exactly the same, and there are new questions to be asked. Before we get to the new, though, we at 2U are going to do another bit of a deep dive, this time into the 6 sources that shape Unitarian Universalism. Both the principles and the sources are always printed in your order of service, and you can find that at the back of it. I think it is important for us to see these words week after week because they help us remember who it is that we say we are. And so I encourage you to make sure you either print out one of the orders of service if you're joining us from home, or if you're here, to take one with you one Sunday, this Sunday or any other, so that you might be able to do a deeper read on your own sometime. I think these words help define who we are, and your own reading of them helps you to get an answer about the questions of who Unitarian Universalists are today. So the first source that we're going to talk about is as this. We affirm the direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life. Different words from that might jump out at you. What really sticks out to me is transcending mystery and wonder. What is that? What does that mean for Unitarian Universalists? To be honest, coming up with something to say about transcending mystery and wonder of life is a little bit challenging. I am grateful, though, for friends and colleagues who shared some ideas with me. Over the last year and a half, some of you know that I've been struggling with some significant mental health challenges, triggered by the end of my relationship and the deaths of far too many close friends and mentors. This mental health crisis has led me into some of what people might call the dark night of the soul. But what is the soul? What does that idea mean? Quaker teacher Parker Palmer has some of his own thoughts about soul. Whenever I speak about soul, he writes, I have to acknowledge that this is a word that has to be held very lightly because it points to a mystery. And it's a mystery for which nobody has the true name or the real story. Every tradition, I think, has a different name for it. The Hasidic Jews call it the spark of the divine in every human being. Buddhists, I think, call it big self sometimes, or self with a capital S. Thomas Merton called it true self. Quakers, he says, we tend to call it the inner light or the inner teacher. I think all of these are synonyms for the same thing. What that thing is, no one really knows. The best I can do is say that it's the being in human being. During some of my hardest moments, I was very unclear how to engage the being part of human being. Getting out of bed was difficult. I would find myself regularly in tears. I felt that I was unlovable and had no purpose. I felt lost. Despite being a non-theistic Unitarian Universalist, I found myself begging God to intervene, to take some of the pain away, and to make some of the mystery of life just a little bit less mysterious. My life stopped being a predictable show that had clear answers and was about what was going to happen next. The formula for life seemed to evade my understanding. Maybe it is true that mystery and wonder span all cultures, but when life feels too painful, when things are unbearable, the mystery of life, it's not exactly inspiring. Instead, it can feel debilitating. I wonder if you've had these moments. Have you felt this as you looked at the great mystery that is life? When the big questions seem hard to answer, I like turning to the mundane, the day-to-day aspects of life. I can't always answer why is this happening to me, or what am I supposed to do with my life. Instead, I can borrow from recovery community and ask, what is the next right thing to do? I can't always be clear about my big purpose. Sometimes I just need to remember to get out of bed and get food in my body. The miracle of life, the great mystery, it kind of finds itself in the little choices that I make. Unitarian transcendentalist Margaret Fuller was a visionary teacher and thinker in the mid to late 19th century. Fuller was looked down upon as she started to get involved in political and spiritual community, but she refused to allow callous men to define who she was as a person. Instead, she inserted herself into all the spaces she could, and she knew that she had a message for the Unitarians that she had grown up with, as well as the Transcendentalists who were gaining steam in that time. Much of her writing is about the practical application of religion and the ways we as humans should behave with one another. She was an ardent feminist and a passionate justice seeker. So too was she a minister, not ordained, but a minister nonetheless. And I lift her up today in part because of these words of hers. Reverence the highest, have patience with the lowest. Let this day's performance of the meanest duty be thy religion. Are the stars too distant? Pick up the pebble that lies at thy feet, and from it learn the all. Are the stars too distant for you at times, like I know they seem to be for me? I can't always connect to the vastness of the universe or feel my smallness amongst the stars beyond our galaxy. Sometimes I need to just attend to the minor responsibilities of my day. Sometimes I need to pick up the pebbles at my feet and hold them tightly in my hand, knowing that the stone and I are sharing space, even if just for a moment, and the stone and I are affecting one another. The mystery of what that means is not too great to be comprehended. Instead, I just breathe and take a moment. Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh says that people usually consider walking on water or in thin air a miracle. But I think the real miracle is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on earth. Every day we are engaged in a miracle which we don't have to recognize. A blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, the black, curious eyes of a child, our own two eyes. All of it is a miracle. It might not always feel like a miracle, but our first source reminds us that it is through our lived experiences, through our hardest journeys, that we come to know the meaning of life and grasp some of the answers that we are meant to have. Walking on water or traversing the earth through the air would be quite miraculous, but those miracles lie in the hands of superheroes and comic books. I love them both and find many truths within them, but I think that Thich Nhat Hanh is right when he suggests that the greatest miracle is through our engagement with life as it is, not as we wish it to be. God could not reach out and give me answers about why I was suffering so much or why a love I thought would last forever came to an end. But living in this world, taking each day at a time, I get to find some of those answers for myself. I wonder if you might have experienced the same thing at times. Finding our purpose, finding our answers, this is the riddle and the mystery. Gary, a UU prisoner member of the Church of the Larger Fellowship, offered this reflection in the CLF's newsletter. The old television show, The Wonderful World of Disney, would begin with a song, "The world is a carousel of color." Truly, he writes, if one stops and looks, the divine is present in our everyday, even in prison. Amidst the drab colors and harsh contours, the beauty of a snowfall drapes the ugliness with a mantle of beauty. The glint of barbed wire can be ignored when one beholds the swath of red, purple, and pink as the sun rises in a burst of magical colors that no artist but the Creator could possibly exact. Have you ever watched a hummingbird hover, or a bee gather nectar, or the changing colors of autumn, like a quilt of patchwork as nature puts on a show every year? The world is filled with the intricate mysteries of nature and marvelous wonders that we are often too busy and rushed to consider. Do you, like Gary and the transcendentalists of the 19th century, find wonder in nature? We live next to one of the largest bodies of fresh water in the world. When's the last time you marveled at our lake? Thanks to the wonder of science, we drink that water every day and we are sustained by its nourishment. The mystery of nature is much less ambiguous as it once was. You might have an app on your phone that can tell you what each plant is as you walk by it. You might find yourself wondering just how deep Lake Michigan is at its deepest, and you can use the computer in your pocket to find an instant answer. What you won't find in your phone, though, is an explanation of the beauty, or a reason-based answer to describe that feeling you get when you notice the lake's movement on a particularly wavy day. It is the marveling at the lake that we come, it is in the marveling at the lake that we come to better understand its power in our lives. Unitarian Universalist Rebecca Kelly Morgan asks, "Who are we?" And then she answers, "We are heirs to a tradition that places high value on the application of reason and inquiry, but those mountainside cries are not reasonable, nor are the unexpected intoxications of love or tears that come unbidden when art and music touch our very souls. Where are we?" she asks. "In our bodies, on this earth, in this room, with each other, ordinary, real, transcendent. We are creating something mysterious each time we come together for worship. We are building a space that nurtures our spirits and equips us for the week ahead. We are breaking free from the impossible moments of the days that have gone by, and we are connecting deeply with one another. Ours is a faith for living in. Ours is a faith to wonder in. We need not find all the answers or know that we have all the powerful truths. And so I close by reminding you the words of our first source again. We affirm the direct experiences of the transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life. May we be renewed in spirit as we encounter the great mystery that is our shared lives. Let it be so, and amen.
Please rise in body or spirit as you're able, as you feel it, to join your voices with ours for our closing hymn, "Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing." Words in your order of service on your screen. This music is going to have a lilt to it. It's not the exact music in your order of service. Sing with your heart, sing with your soul. You're going to be fine.
collecting your reflections of what you experienced, learned, felt during service today on your little green slips of paper, so we can share those with a couple of incarcerated members of the UU Prison Ministry of Illinois. But now I invite you to rest your hands over your hearts, or clasp hands with those you're sharing your life with during these pandemic times, and hear these words of benediction that you've heard in the second reading. Hear them again. From Reverend Soto, come home to your own self. And if you need this moment to be a new beginning, have it, taste it, breathe it, wear it well.